technology trends today in the market?
Okay, in the remote access space and two-factor authentication, in the past the big trend was using physical token devices. In the last 4 to 5 years there's been an emergence of what's called tokenless authentication. So people have realised in the past that distribution of plastic tokens or some form of physical device is extremely expensive to deploy thousands of tokens from one central location that's been delivered to your staff that could be disparate across many remote offices. It is much easier, and is now the up-and-coming trend, to reutilise your existing mobile phone. There are over nearly 5 billion GSM phones that are connected on the planet today. So if you take this trend that's happening now, is why can't we reuse any of those 5 billion phones and just become effectively virtual tokens? So that's really what SecurEnvoy is all about, is being able to drive the latest technologies by using mobile phones as a method of authenticating.
Okay, so what are the main challenges that your customers face today?
Okay, what our customers in the past looked at trying to use SMS, which is a very simple method of delivering a one-time message to a phone. The problem and the challenges they had is SMS as a service is not real-time. So what the issues are is if you sometimes find a location in the country which is busy, the cell your phone connects to is busy, you may not get the SMS messages delivered to you for 5, 10, 20 minutes. Likewise, if you find yourself in a basement or an area underground, you may not have any signal. So if the point you're trying to log into requires you to have an absolute connection to SMS and be delivered in near real time, then in the past that was problematic. It didn't scale beyond more than 10 or 20 users before issues started to come in. So what SecurEnvoy have realised this problem, our customers have been telling us for many, many years that you've got to crack this whole problem around delays and SMS. So what we do is a very simple idea, it's something we're patenting across the world, and we preload an SMS message on your phone. So what it means is you can enroll people very simply by sending them the first initial SMS message on their phone. Inside that SMS message is a 6-digit one-time code. When they then decide to log on, which could be 2 or 3 days later, they enter in their username, something they know, such as a PIN or password, followed by that one-time 6-digit code. As soon as they enter it to the server, that triggers the server to send the next one they're going to need for next time. So if you have this preload environment, what it means is, even if I have no signal on my phone, I still have a code on my phone, or in fact you can set it up to have 3 on your phone at the same time. Then next time I cross an area where I've got a signal, my phone will update itself with the next codes I need. So all of a sudden that's changed the game. Because in the past, SMS and mobile phone systems were only seen as viable alternatives in small emergency scenarios. Now, in the last 7 years, because of the evolution and the fixing of this fundamental problem, it has become the absolute replacement of what was an old token system. So as a company, the proof is really in the fact that one, we've been growing exponentially our customer base at over 100% year on year. We have over 500 customers now, and we expect to double again by next year. So there's a huge growth curve of customers who really want to move to the next generation and the latest way of authenticating people.
What knowledge do your customers lack, to your opinion?
What customers do they lack?
Yeah, what knowledge, what they should know.
Okay, from a customer's point of view, I think the key thing to understand first of all is if they're going to go down some form of authentication path, the first question they really ought to think about is this: where are they going to authenticate? It seems crazy because you'd pre-assume that would be a laptop, but things like iPads have changed the game, and there's new devices coming along. Microsoft have got this weird table thing that's going to come out hopefully in the future. The point is you don't know what's going to happen at the point where you authenticate. So if you choose a technology that requires you to plug something in, then that socket may not even exist. It certainly didn't on an iPad. Likewise, if you have to put software at the client location where you're authenticating, then the problem you have there is you obviously don't know what that operating system is, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's some kind of Apple type operating system, or something yet to be invented. So the key thing to think about is, do you really want your customers or your end users or your staff to be able to authenticate absolutely anywhere on any device? If the answer is yes, which I'm sure it will be, then you have to have a zero footprint. That means absolutely no hardware or software where you authenticate. Okay, so that really largely means that you can't use smart cards, you can't use USB keys. You're linked down to really traditional plastic tokens or the more modern mobile phone-based SMS solutions. As we said earlier, the tokens is really problematic in that you have to replace them every 3 years, and it's a huge logistical nightmare to keep sending out all these tokens to your staff and your customers.
So what is your vision of the Russian market?
I think the Russian market is definitely an up-and-coming market. It's one that SecurEnvoy are very, very keen to move into the Russian market. What's great about the Russian market is you're not stuck with the older technologies. So some of the markets, believe it or not, the markets such as America, their hang-ups are they've still got older phone technologies. They're only recently, in the last few years, grasping GSM itself. Whereas Russia, gone straight out, they've got state-of-the-art, bang up-to-date technologies. Their GSM infrastructure is absolutely ready for a potential mobile phone-based authentication system. So I believe now that you'll start to embrace the future of IT, you're going to rapidly realise that remote access is a key part of any company to encourage their user base and their own staff to be able to work more effectively remotely. They're going to do that with the fact that you've got a great GSM infrastructure means you're absolutely perfect for technology such as ourselves to come over to Russia to sell a one-time password-based authentication system on the back of a mobile phone.